for the first time, oh hey, there's your brother, you're taping it. I didn't even know he was taping it. Hey, what's up?
Raising the house.
What's going on, Ray?
Hey, Pam.
I'm friends with both of them. I share my heart with the two of them, right, Ray?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell, you really are close. We're closer, right? Just tell us, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. But we got the Tyler brothers in the house tonight. They are the first team of locals that ever made it to Atlantic City to be a part of the African American Chamber. That never happened before. We've always had outsiders, but tonight we got some local folks. Tonight emphasize that we wanted some of the money to be spread around to the folks that matter here in our community, because that's what we're about. So graduation is coming up. I hope all of you are excited about that. Just to let you know that graduation will be May 28th. 5 to 6. Giving you a heads up. At the aquarium. The Atlantic City Aquarium upstairs and the room upstairs. That's where good evening. We'll be located there. I'm excited because the aquarium just opened up. Some of you haven't seen it, and some of you have. It's open to us. This is our city aquarium. It is a city location, so we use city, so we don't have to pay. You know, we like to save taxpayers' dollars, although, you know, the news doesn't really give us a lot of credit. But shout out to the mayor and everybody here that work for city government. They do a fine job holding it down to make sure we have all the resources. Another circle back, May 21st, also a Thursday. That's our pitch evening. I think we had talked about this previously. I'm just kind of circling back. That will be at Youngsters Juice over at the Walk, Tanger, or whatever you want to call it, outlet. How many of you are familiar with Youngster Juice? You'll get all of that. But yes, very nice, fresh juice and sandwiches. Young lady there. The space is incredible. She's top notch. Young sister, just doing so many wonderful things in the community. And we love to support our small businesses when we do things. So you get an opportunity to see the support that we give to all. Yes, ma'am.
What time, May 21st?
You'll get all of that, honey. The time is class time, 6 to 8. So the pitch, Joe will tell you more about that. I believe when I spoke to Carmen, because her and I stay engaged with one another, about 12 of you were considering to do the pitch. Not sure if that's something that all of you want to do. You're not obligated, let me just tell you that. We're still flushing out the prizes, but so far the African American Chamber have committed to give 1 full year of membership to anyone that wins the pitch. So that's something. And then we have some amazing judges. This year we're going to get more friendly with the time. It went overlap. We were there too long. We just want you 1, 2, 3, your pitch, what you're about. If they like it, they love it, it's scored. I fear that everyone's always been fairly treated. There was no popularity. It's like whoever came with their A game, they won. There's Mr. Harmon. I was trying to buy time, but you're on time. You've been stretching the time. Yes. And so then, don't go anywhere. Come up here, come up here, come up here. You know, in AC, we treat you like royalty. Don't act like our mayor doesn't know how we treat visitors. Come up front.
Yes, ma'am.
Great to see you. Thank
My
you
pleasure to
for
be here.
joining us. And again, so those are things that we're kind of talking about right now. You'll get all the, again, brush up, date, time, place, but just know that Thursday the 21st is the pitch. Just know that 28th is the graduation, and just know we wish everyone well. If you miss anything or still need some more insight, let us know. So at this time, we have the honor of having this fine gentleman, You all met Carmen from the African American Chamber. And this gentleman is the, what, CEO, president of all the above. What would you give yourself a title? This is Carmen's boss. So actually, without Mr. Harmon, please give him a round of applause. None of this have started. It is like our mayor says, him and the mayor have amazing relationships. It was a vision that they both had, and I know that Atlantic City is the best municipality that they serve. Am I right or wrong, Mr. Harmon? We're the best municipality, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, so we're the best municipality that they service. And I think they're back here maybe the 4th time of this happening for our community. Mayor supports it. We have tons of people that have come from this academy and honestly are doing very, very well. And so we appreciate all the things that you do on your behalf of your organization. We appreciate what you do for us with Carmen. At this time, I want to give you an opportunity to say a few words. And then give them, you know, please everybody give him his undivided attention, but he can tell you more about their organization. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Come on, you can do better than that. I'm extremely delighted to be here. I'm John Harmon. I'm the founder, president, and CEO of the African American Chamber of Commerce of New Jersey. The organization was founded in 2007, so we're approaching 20 years. And 20 years of being in business to support businesses and people like you. That's what we do every day. There are 124,000 black businesses in New Jersey and 1.2 million black residents in the state of New Jersey. There are about 9 million people that live here. But when we talk about the black demographic of this state, we reside largely on the liability side of the state's balance sheet. So what do I mean by that? That means that blacks in the state of New Jersey have the highest poverty, the highest unemployment. 4 out of 10 blacks own homes in New Jersey, and 96% of black businesses have no employees. And so, so when I say 40%, that means if there's 10 people in the room, 4 of them own homes and the other 6 don't. So when you compare that data against the white community, there are about 7 to 8 people own homes out of 10. Our net worth is $20,000 versus $660,000 for whites. So when you talk about net worth, that means if you add up all the money you have in the bank, all your assets, if you own a home, if you own a gold tooth for 30, that could be considered an asset. But then any bills you may have would offset that, that would be a liability. So when you do the math for blacks, you have about $20,000. And if you do that same equation for whites, you're at $660,000. And so we have a huge disparity between the haves and the have-nots. And so with the vision of this mayor, and give it up for Mayor Smalls, he's not here. I work with a lot of mayors in this state, and I can say that this guy, he really cares about his community. Whether, you know, sometimes we can have our little social conversations about people, but I don't live here. I live in Trenton. And I'm coming to his town and your community and telling you that you have a guy that has your back every day. Every day. And so when you see him, you know, just encourage him, because the fight is real, right? And so programs like this, and I don't want to go too long, just let me know when we're on time. If you take full advantage of this resource, this program, this could change your life. You know, it could really change your life. You know, every business, and I know you all have your ideas about what you want to do, and I'm not I'm not aware, as I stand here, what you want to do, what you want to do. I'm not. But I'm going to say this to you out of pure respect, because people can get very emotional about their business ideas, and I get that. I've been doing this about 30 years. I know a little bit about business. I was a banker for 10 years in New York, a little stint in Philadelphia. I own my own business for 16 years. I've been where you are. I've made my mistakes. So I would encourage you to raise your hand, ask a question, because if you go out of this room and you don't get your questions answered, you're wasting your time and the people who are in front of you's time. You don't know what you don't know until you ask. But the point I want to make about starting a business, if your business is not solving a problem, the chances of you succeeding and have a long-running business are not going to be that great. That's the fact. Businesses are supposed to solve problems, provide solutions. So some of you may have an idea to open up a restaurant or takeout. They already exist. That doesn't, I'm not saying that to discourage you. But how are you going to separate yourself from the other business? What's going to make your fried chicken or your fish better, right? Your bean pies or your sweet potato pies. This is where we get down to the realities of business. This is not about emotion. This is about knowing your numbers. When I talk to business owners and you ask them this, that, and the other about their numbers, they say, oh, you got to talk to my accountant. My antennas go up. If you are the president, the CEO, the founder of a business, you've got to know your numbers, right? You've got to know your profit, your gross margins, your net profit, your cost of goods sold, your unit cost. You've got to know that. This is not something you should be guessing. You've got to know. The difference between having a job and having a business is whether your name goes on the front of the check or on the back of the check. If your name is on the front of the check, the conversation is totally different because you are responsible. So if you are an employee, an employer can roll up, you're working at your desk, having a good day, they come tap you on the shoulder and say, we're going out of business. 60 days from now. But if you have your own business, you should know where you are. And the benefit of having a well-run business is there's no limit of how much money you can make. But as an employee, you got a salary, you may get some incentives, etc. But if you have your own business, it all depends on you, on where that business goes. And no one's successful by themselves. So being selfish and not trying to collaborate with, there's people in this room today. You need to get to know everybody. I started to go around and ask you, what business you're in, this, that, and the other, but I don't want to. You have a great person that's going to present tonight. This is not my night, this is his night. But what I'm saying to you, get to know the folks in this room, because you may be able to create a team within this room to have better success. Being selfish is a losing strategy, right? There's somebody that may be able to have a relationship with someone where you can get a product cheaper. There may be somebody in the room that may know how to help you package your stuff better, or market your idea better. The bottom line is not about who you know, but who knows you. So a business plan, and I'm bringing it in on this, because this is where I live. Yeah.
Wisdom.
10 toes down. This is where I live. And I deal with a lot of folks that look like you, because I've seen the games and the foolishness. I check it at the door, because I'm saving you a lot of pain and suffering if you listen. But if you don't listen, we'll still be here for you to hug you and tell you you should have listened. We're not here to kick you back and make you feel bad. We're going to always round the edges so you leave with dignity. But this is the time you got to listen. You don't know what you don't know until you know, right? So when you do a business plan is just a series of questions, you know, and as you answer these questions, you will arrive at a conclusion if this makes sense. Who are you? What are you doing? What are you selling? Why? Who's your customer? How are they going to get to you? How are you going to get the product to them? When are you open? When did you close? It's just those types of questions. As you draft a business plan, as you review the business plan, you got to just read it back and ask those questions. Proofread your work. And today, with AI and all the technology, everybody's cheap. You just push a button, makes you seem like a... But you can't take AI at its word, right? And just submit it. You got to review it, you got to edit it. But that's okay. But submitting it as if it was your work is not an ethical thing to do, and it may embarrass you because some of the stuff may be totally ridiculous, right? Everything has to be reasonable. But once you run those questions, you check, and all those make sense, then you got to put your numbers together, right? How much does, let's be simple here. How much does one cake cost to make? And then you break down the ingredients, right? How much does one cake cost to make? Then you break down how much your flour, how much your sugar, and then you start to divide that, right? How many cakes can you make, right? It gets very simple, right? But if you're not profitable with one, don't lie to the numbers, right? Because the numbers are going to be the numbers, right? So if the numbers are not working, you start to challenge every line item, right? Can I get sugar cheaper? Can I get flour cheaper, right? And then if you can't, then you start to compare. Is this competitive at this number? If it's not competitive at that number, then you can't go to the market with it, right? So why does your cake command more money than his cake? Is your cake sweeter? Is your cake, make you die? I want it every day. These are the reasonable questions you got to ask yourself, because you make a bunch of cakes, you can't eat them all, right? And cake has a short shelf life.
Yeah.
So you got to think about how quick you're going to turn it over. This is making sense? The same process applies to whatever else you're doing. Your time has a value. So if you want to be a consultant, how much do you want per hour for your services, and what services are you providing? What solutions are you providing? How does your hourly rate compare to the marketplace? If you're that better than society, or you got to prove it. Your website got to say, we are the best because of this. And then if you're saying something that's not true, somebody may sue you, right? So have your receipts. You can't fake this game, because it's going to catch you. And when it catches you, you can potentially bring the whole house down. So the mayor of this city has taken resources to invest in you. What return are you going to give to the mayor and to the city for investing in you? Don't let us down. God bless you.